My name is Senol Efendi. I work for the Swedish company Apsis. We are actually the biggest email service provider in Scandinavia with approximately 180, 170 employees. And we have actually offices in all the Nordics, in all Scandinavia, and as well in locations as Istanbul, Hong Kong, and Amsterdam as well, up in Poland. I work with the international sales team. We are 5 people that actually help companies outside the Nordics with their email marketing. I think, yeah. Let me start with my presentation then. I will be quite brief. I will try to make it as easy as possible, and I hope you will actually enjoy this presentation. It will be actually divided in 2 parts. We will first talk about basics in email marketing. We will discuss some things which you already might know or might be using, but maybe there are some things which will help you to get even better. We will talk about sign-up forms, welcome messages. On the other hand, after this, we will move to more advanced features, as for example, abandoned shopping carts, order confirmation forms, and so on. How many of you did actually read today a newsletter or open the email? It's quite some. Good. Email itself, when we ask people, is still the most popular way to communicate and to send content. 77% of the people actually have answered that they would like to get their content, their promotional content with email, because of many reasons. One of them is maybe privacy. Of course, behind we can see social media, direct media, and so on. And this is a great opportunity for many marketeers once they realize how much people actually like email and email marketing. $1 is equal to $40. Maybe many of you know this number. Email marketing is still the tool with the highest return on investment. Every single dollar you would actually invest into email marketing will bring you up to $40. Of course, if email marketing is done properly. This is a must. Having in mind these numbers, how popular email marketing is and email is, and return on investment, once we know those 2 features, 2 numbers, we can actually base our strategy, we can base our email marketing, and we can actually try to reach these numbers here. Let's start with the touching points. Let's start with the areas where our subscribers or our customers are in contact with us. Of course, the first part is the subscription form. We all gather many of our subscribers from these forms here. For me, actually, this subscription form wouldn't work in a perfect way. One of the reasons is because it's not really standing out. It's very into the content. What I would actually do is I would change the color from gray to a more visible color, make it stand out and make it really visible so people will get attracted and initially subscribe to this newsletter. On the other hand, it's quite good to put information, what the benefits of joining this email list are, what is in for me, what is in for the customer or subscriber when he gets your newsletters. It could be an idea to give some incentive or discounts for joining. Again, what's in for me, what do I really get when I get your newsletter? A very important thing is maybe to provide information, how often will I get this newsletter? What is the frequency? Will I be spammed? Will I get 100 of emails every week, or will it be a more humanic way? Will I get only 1 per week, for example? And this is really crucial for the subscriber to understand. A long form, I myself, I most probably wouldn't actually give this company the time to subscribe. Lots of fields to be filled in. Are they really relevant? I don't know. Another example for this, again, a lot of fields to be filled in. And another way. Of course, this might not be the optimal. I would actually suggest you to test, maybe place several fields and see how it works. Do I get more subscribers more aggressively Do people like this subscription form or not? So don't stick maybe to one way. Try out and see what actually works. And on the other hand, it's actually a result we already know from this company that they have actually increased the subscribers by 250% within 6 months' time. So try out and see how things work. What do your visitors actually like more? Of course, there is a small handicap about using such a short form. You will not be able to get any personal information. You will not have any preferences provided, and this is maybe not optimal as well. Then we actually would suggest maybe once you get the email in, once you already, in a way, hooked up the subscriber, ask him then for their preferences or use another opportunity later on and give them the chance to provide preferences, but please let them know why it's so important. Why should you actually give preferences? Because you will get tailor-made emails most probably. And another example is the pop-up window. Very good, very aggressive way how to collect subscribers. Of course, we would recommend it, but you need to think about the popping up time. This you need to test as well. There are many ways, there are many theories about this, but I would actually suggest test it on your website instead of copying other people's ideas. What is our next touching point? We have subscribed someone and then we are supposed to send him a welcome message. Unfortunately, not many welcome messages are really welcoming the way they should actually welcome this subscriber. When you look at the marketer's perspective, it's really a great opportunity. You can reinforce your company's ideas, your marketing strategy. You can actually create brand awareness, and you can set expectations. You can tell them what's going to happen later on. So saying that, unfortunately, not many companies really do what they are supposed to do. Only 39% of the companies actually are sending welcome mails, and many of those companies really failed in the initial phase, in the first impression. This is a study made by Ciceron, a branding company. I would actually use an example like this. I believe it's a quite good example. Why it's good? Because we have here clearly who the sender is, the company name and logo. We have a direct link for shopping. Use the welcome message in order to bring back the people again to the web shop. Try to sell to them again with this message. And we have a personalization link, preference center. People will be able to tell you what they want. And we have customer service where we give them information about shipment, about return policy, and so on. Another good example, I think, is Sephora. We see clearly up in the left what the benefits are of using this online shop. What will they get out of that? We have integration to social media. We have, again, information for whitelisting. Add my address to your address book so you get my emails. Improve the delivery by telling this your subscribers. Push them to add your email address to this area, to the address book. Let's move a little bit more to the content itself. What are we sending? After the welcome messages, we start sending regular newsletters. And let's talk about the message strategies. Of course, we can talk about message strategies for years, and we will never end, most probably. I will just try to give you very short hints. First of all is, please start thinking people to people. Many marketeers made the mistake because they think business to consumer. We are a business and we serve consumers. No, you are a person who actually serves another person, or they serve business to businesses. Once you have this in your mind, that there is actually a person on the other side of the email, you actually will improve initially your email marketing and the strategies. Another thing is humanize. Try to be really innovative. Try to find some content that will bring a human point into your messages. As you can see here, this is a clear example. We have the flight attendant, which will actually be on the flight where you will be flying. So you're in advance informed which this human being will be, which will be serving you. I think it's a good thing to do. Think out on your own area, what can I actually do to do that? Personalize. a very important thing. We all talk about personalization. You can see an example here on the left side, sunny day, female, short sleeves. Right side, rainy day, male, long sleeves. Get the preferences from your subscribers and send them relevant content. Don't send a female a male t-shirt and vice versa. So try to be really active in gathering this information and using it. And the last one is humor. We all like to laugh. We all like to have fun. Maybe move out of the regular. Try to find out things in your culture which people might like and use them in your newsletters. You see here, maybe many of you remember the Maya calendar. It was supposed to end and the world was supposed to end. Luckily, we didn't use this promotion, but I think it's quite good. You get 100% discount if and only if the world ends. You can come up with things like that in your daily life or in your culture as well. Nice. We all remember probably the day when we had all these big bricks and we just could call and SMS. Now, lucky us, we have this modern technology, much smaller, much more effective. We have internet in our pocket and we have email in our pocket. What actually has changed is the email is everywhere with us now. We don't need to be at work to open the email, or we don't need to be at home in the evening to, we can open email everywhere, even when we are jogging. So what does that mean actually for the consumer? It means that approximately, this is actually a study in the Nordics. In the States it's quite similar, it's a bit more. I believe in Czech Republic it should be close, or it will be there initially. 28% of the people are reading their emails on mobile devices. This is what the study shows, and the trend is actually growing and growing. I believe initially, most probably we will actually not have any desktop devices anymore. We will probably move to iPads and mobile only, even in our business daily routine. What does it mean for the newsletter? This is an example for a desktop version of a newsletter, and it's a huge difference between the experience for a subscriber on mobile and on a desktop. Here is an example. This is the same newsletter on a mobile device. You can see that the person doesn't see the whole content. He needs to zoom in or scroll in order to see the rest of the newsletter. What is this? This is a mobile headline. So what we do is we get an image with a clear message and a clear call to action button. It's much easier for a person that is on the go, a person that is not sitting in front of a computer. Another example, on the left side, we can see, or maybe not see very much, text is not really visible, the images do not stand out, and on the right side you see a mobile optimized version where we see huge images, we see links, call to action buttons, and we see huge text, we see the message. Actually, there's few hints in that specific area. What I would say is when you think mobile, just consider that less is more. Try to give less information on the email itself and try to push people to go to the landing page or make a good impression and make them go on their desktop and view your message. If you have option 1, is the high probability that your message will be immediately deleted. Bear in mind. As well, try actually to use a bigger text or buttons, because you can imagine that our finger is maybe hundreds of times bigger than a mouse scroll. Let's move to the second part. We will get a bit more advanced. I hope this will actually bring some value as well. Let's start with abandoned shopping carts. We know that many of us, or many of our customers, once they come and start actually shopping, they do not finalize the purchase. Unfortunately, they leave without closing the deal, and approximately 67% of the carts actually are abandoned. This is quite a high number, of course, but it's the nature. We need actively to actually try to remarket to those people. We need to try to get these people back to our website and sell to them, of course. The open rate, the average open rate for for a remarketing email, which tries to get these abandoned cars, is above 40% because people already know what the content is. They know already what the company is. So very high open rate. On the other hand, approximately 20% might initially come back and buy. So just use this opportunity and try to get these people back. An example, we see a really, I believe, a smart way, simple, but to the target. View cart, direct link to the basket, free ground shipping, a really important thing. Information about the shipping might bring actually close the sale. Underneath how long this promotion is valid, we have a discount. People like discounts. Maybe you shouldn't actually use the discount in the first email. I would actually recommend you maybe to use a chain of emails. And the last one, if you maybe change your mind about this product, just look at the other products if you don't want the initial one in the basket anymore. After purchase, what happens? We buy a product and the company sends us a message. It's a really important touch point with your customer. It's an opportunity for cross-sell, upsell. It's a branding opportunity, and it has a huge open rate. People want to know what's going on with their order. They want to have this information. And of course, they will initially open those emails. So approximately 74% of messages, order confirmation emails are actually open. Knowing that and working this way doesn't really make sense, does it? There is nothing for the customer here, and I believe there is also nothing for the company by sending a message like this. What I would actually recommend is going on this way, having a code, a nice design, where say you are actually showing what the company is. You give detailed information about the purchase, the order itself. On the right side, we can see some upselling trials, like trying to offer some other products. We have Facebook. We have underneath also cross-selling opportunity by giving information about other brands. Previous purchase emails. We all, after purchasing, we all might be actually interested into some additional products. Actually, Apple is very good in this example, I could say. Once you purchase a mobile there, they will actually initially start offering you different products. It's a very important thing that you actually have all this data at your side. You know what people have bought. So just use this data. Start really making something out of this. It's a really great opportunity to upsell. You know what the person has bought. You know what actually could be complementing this product. So just send him this information. Maybe move a little bit from the bulk email towards a bit more specified content. And this way you will actually send really relevant information these people might be interested in. An example, a previous purchase on the top right, and underneath we have several products just which might actually go well with this product. Another suggestion, short, straight to the target, just several products without that much information. And one of the last parts actually of the presentation is engaging inactive subscribers. By nature, of course, there are many people that subscribe to our newsletters. Unfortunately, many of them with the time or either shopping, our customers are getting inactive. There are many reasons behind that. You might yourself actually find the reasons because they will be actually quite personal. Of course, efforts to get these subscribers or customers back are very important, and they will bring a huge revenue to you. Again, the golden rule, use your data. Look what you got actually. Look what your subscribers or your customers are doing or what not doing. Once you have the information about the inactive subscribers, start pushing reactivation campaigns. Start to get them active again, and of course, try to sell them again. Another very important thing here is send them campaigns and maybe ask them, okay, why are you not coming to me? What are the reasons behind? Try to communicate a bit different and two ways. Try to ask them what their preferences are. They might be interested in your products actually. They might be interested actually in your newsletter as well, but not in what you are sending at the moment, not at your content currently. An example here, Crocs. We see that the company is actually asking for a direct approval if they should continue sending messages. Very good point is the discount. They have an incentive. They try to get these people by offering them monetary advantages. And again, they try to verify if this person is actually interested. Another one, come back, we miss you. Try to be again a bit innovative in this. Very important again, discount. Again, it might not be the first newsletter you send. You might try to build a chain of newsletters and set up the discount on the second one. And another thing is, let us know, we'd be happy to help you. Ask them again. Ask them what the preferences are. Ask them what actually is stopping them from coming to your newsletter, or are they interested in something else than what you're providing. The road to success is always under construction. And it's the same thing about email marketing. Email marketing is in the market for approximately, I believe, maybe 15 years. But there is always something to be done much better. And I believe if we start concentrating in this, we will actually bring a lot of success and, of course, return on investment. One message to me is that there are lots of companies asking us, what is the pattern? What is company X open rate? What is company, how do they do? What is the standard? There is no standard. And you are the only one that knows about your business. You are the one that actually has the information, the knowledge. So just make use of it. Just start thinking another way and start pushing for that. Another important thing is test, test, and test. This is all actually what email marketing is about. Spend some time. Don't move a little bit from the sending all the time style to testing, analyzing, and sending again. This way I will guarantee you that you will improve your results enormously. Enormously. Try to use some tools which will help you in testing maybe, and it will work and it will pay off. And the last thing is, do it now. You have actually two choices here. You can be a trendsetter in email marketing in general, or you can actually follow the trends. There are lots of things which are not that complicated to change. They don't demand very much effort. They don't demand very much finances. They are in there actually. They are reachable easily. So just do it now. Change things and start immediately, because it might be too late. You might have lost too many subscribers or customers, and you might not be competitive anymore. So bear in mind this as well. Thank you very much. It's quite short time frame. We could discuss all those things and many more, maybe for hours. In the initial stage, I had 60 slides. Now there are only 39, I think. I would be really happy if you have some questions, just to come over to me and my colleagues at our booth, and we can discuss further. And we can see if you would like to have some more information. And I would like to thank you for your patience and for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you, Senol. And we've got time for one or two questions for Senol, if you have some.
Sure, sorry. Of course, I thought I'm using much of my time, but I'm still on time, I think. Any questions? Perfect. Please, no hard questions.
Yeah. I would like to ask for one detail, because the content of emails is very important, but what about subject of emails? What are your tips for good subject of emails?
Very good question. I would actually recommend you to keep it short and innovative again. Actually, subject lines itself is a whole part of email marketing. As you mentioned, it's one of the most important things, because this is the thing what people initially see. And that should push people to open the email, right? I would suggest to keep it short. I think the maximum should be approximately 25, 30 characters. On the other hand, bear in mind also the mobile consideration. The fact that many people started opening emails on mobiles, it's even more important because it's a more limited size on mobile devices. And on mobile devices we have also the pre-header. But in general, many companies unfortunately use the way newsletter 2013 December, newsletter and company name. Don't do that. If you have a content, relate always the content to your subject line. So take the breaking thing, the most important thing in this newsletter, and of course apply to the subject line. If you wish, we can actually talk about this later as well. I don't know if I answered your question. Again, there is no standard. Do testing. As I say, there are smart tools for that, which will give you an exact answer. You can choose a group, and you can actually send one subject line to the one group and the other subject line to the other group. Then you can analyze the results and send initially to the rest of the subscribers with the best option. And again, test, test, test. There is no unique answer again about this question actually in general.
Okay. There is another question, and the last one.
Can you recommend some frequency for newsletters?
Frequency for newsletters? I will repeat myself again. It depends very much which business area you are. We in general, we recommend very much the one-time weekly way, but of course it's not applicable in many cases. It doesn't harm to send more newsletters as long as you know that these people are your subscribers, that they are interested in your newsletter and you have content. So don't send newsletter in order to send a newsletter. If you do that, with the time people will start opting out. So if you have a decent content, then you should send newsletters. If you don't have the content, maybe you should wait a little bit until the content is ready, and actually this is the way you should actually define when to send newsletters. So it's again very personal. There is no standard, but I would recommend again maybe to test, because it is possible to test open rates as well based on certain criteria. You can see what's happening on the long run. You would be able to see a trend. And in that specific trend, it would be more important actually to analyze maybe not what the open rate is, but more what the click rate is. Many of marketeers do one thing. They always focus on open rates. Of course, I like open rates. We all like that our newsletters will be open initially. But how does it really affect? How does sending more newsletters affect your click rate? Do you really forward people? Do people just open it and they see what it is and they just move out because you send too often? That shouldn't be the case actually. So again, depends very much on the company and business. We normally have a concept of once per week, which of course doesn't have to apply to everyone. We can exactly, if you would like, we could talk about what your business is specifically, and then we could talk about this based on your current setup.